Right guys, so I have just watched my team, Aston Villa, absolutely smash Crystal Palace out the park in a very, very, very important 2-0 victory. So let's talk about the game. Yes, that's right guys, Aston Villa have won a game. Yes, we've won a game, and it's a very, very important game against Crystal Palace in a 2-0 victory at Villa Park earlier on today. But anyway, I really do want to start talking about the game today, because today we absolutely smashed Crystal Palace 2-0 at Villa Park. So let's just get straight into it. But before we do, if you haven't already guys, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So if you guys are new and could subscribe, that would help me a lot. And if you haven't already, please smash a like on this video, because Villa could potentially be staying up. So let's get on with talking about the game. Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 0. Now, before we get talking to it, I just want to say, I'm not saying that we're going to stay up. We're not definitely going to stay up. We've still got a long way to go, and it's going to take a lot of effort from the players to stay up. But it's been a blooming long time since Villa have won a game, and I'm just really happy that we've won, and it's such an important game to win. So of course I do have a little bit of hope. So before the game, I was not confident, to be honest. Palace are a mid-table side. They've been very good this season. They've had their moments. They're a very inconsistent side, but I did think that they were going to win today. Every single Villa fan, player, everyone in the Premier League, to be honest, knew how important today's game is. Looking at our fixtures before the game, it was clear to see that Crystal Palace was our easiest fixture coming up. I did think that the players wouldn't get too cocky or confident, and we weren't going to perform as well as that we could have, but that wasn't the case in today's game. As I keep saying, we smashed Crystal Palace. So first of all, I just want to say what an absolutely huge 3 points that they were, because if we look at our next few games, we've got obviously Crystal Palace, who we just beat. We've got Everton, who aren't on the best of form since coming back from lockdown, and they've just got smashed 3-0 by Wolves earlier on today. We've got Arsenal, who are doing very, very well, and I can't really see us beating Arsenal. I mean, of course, we've got West Ham, absolutely massive fixture at the end of the season against West Ham. So, as I said, going into the game, I wasn't too confident. I didn't really think the players would show up. And in the first, sort of 10-15 minutes, it was a pretty even game. Both teams didn't really have that many chances. We probably looked just on top, but as I said, nothing really happened. And then I think it was around the 10, 15, 20 minute mark, Palace scored from a free kick, I believe it was. Might have been a corner. Really poor defending. Konza was left just standing there alone, and Saka, the Palace defender, put it in. Then the goal was ruled out. Personally, I don't think the goal should have been ruled out, and I think we got quite lucky, because it just hit him. I think it hit him on his shoulder. When he was like jumping to get the ball, he went like that and it just hit his shoulder. And I am glad the goal was disallowed, obviously, because it would have been 1-0 down, and the players' confidence would have really, really, really sank. Although when we went to Selhurst Park, obviously earlier on in the season, obviously we had a very, very terrible VAR mistake at Selhurst Park, so maybe it was a bit of justice. But no, I probably shouldn't, but I did feel very bad for Palace, and thank God the goal was disallowed. Yeah, and then after that goal, we did respond well. Obviously, Palace must have been a bit thrown off, because, they just had a goal disallowed for pretty much no reason, in my opinion. Yeah, we played well. The back four was solid. The midfield throughout the whole game was solid. Douglas Luiz played very well. Shout out to the big man, Dougie, who had a very, very good game. And then in the first half, I don't think too much happened. Both teams defended pretty well, pretty solidly. Of course, the goal was disallowed for Palace. And then just before half-time, Connor whips a ball in. I think it was Elmo who got a slight flick on it. Palace was poor defending. No one was marking Trezeguet. And Trezeguet, the back post, sticks it in far post. And oh my God, was I screaming. I was going crazy. Of course, that was a massive goal in the game, because it was the first goal of the game. Trezeguet, as I'm sure every Villa fan will admit, had an absolutely blinder of a game. Probably the best game I've seen him play in a Villa shirt. And I've been saying from day one that Trezeguet's got it. Give him a chance. Loads of Villa fans slag him off and don't give him enough chances. I've been saying, give him a chance. Play him left wing, right wing, up front if you need. And I've said from day one, he will score and cause people problems. He had a really, really good game, causing the Palace defenders a lot of problems. And of course, he scored 2 goals, which obviously finished off Palace. But that first goal was so important, right on the brink of half-time. Palace defending bit questionable, but when you've got to stay up, when you've got a relegation battle on your hands, you need a bit of luck. And honestly, boys, I don't know how I could say this, but I was honestly going pretty mad, to be honest, when the goal went in. I always say, and I'm pretty sure most football fans know, to get a goal on the brink of half-time is the best minute to score throughout the whole game, because Palace were probably put off on half-time and a bit disheartened, and we obviously, Dean Smith didn't really give much of a reaction. You saw him just standing there being like... But at half-time, we regrouped. We got Dean Smith and everyone was telling each other probably, look, stay focused. We've got a goal before half-time. Trezeguet deserved that. He was absolutely insane this season. And hopefully, the Villa fans stop giving him so much stick. Be what I'm like. Be relaxed. Give him a chance. I literally said in my video a couple of videos ago, like the relegation video sort of thing, play Trezeguet up front with someone. He will score goals. He will cause problems. And look how good he was today. One of my mates who's a Palace fan was messaging me before the game saying Zaha received some racism before the game and just, you know, he might be really up for it today. Mate, Zaha didn't do anything. Honestly, he was so bad. The one thing he did do was get in a fight with big Tyrone. And Tyrone showed him who was boss, you know, pushing him around. I think Zaha got a yellow card eventually. And Zaha was not in the game. Konza, who did fill in for House today, I've always said, I'm not sure about House. I'm really not, in my opinion. I'd rather have Engels as centre-back, but Konza really did fill in. We had Zaha in the Mings' back pocket. Benteke up front, didn't do much. Benteke, who the hell is Benteke? He got a red card in the last minute. I didn't even see the red card because I was preparing for this video, so I don't know what that was like. But look how good he was for Villa. He was his prime when he played for Villa. At Palace, he's just a big fat lump up front. He had one chance the whole game. All he had to do was head it in the corners, but he's headed it over the bar. If you want to get good again, come to your club, come to your boyhood club, whatever, where you are actually good, not this Palace side that just hasn't done anything with you. Come back to Villa, we'll have you back, even if you are crap. But we showed Benteke, we showed Zaha, who's boss. Those defenders played really well today. And I might be waffling a bit, but I'm so happy, so excited, and potentially we could be staying up. The second half, we were all over Palace. We had so many chances. We even got a penalty in the second half. I'm going to come to the penalty in a minute, but we had so many chances. Konza, I think it might have been when it was 2-0. Could have made it 3-0. Might have been literally just before. I think it was literally just before. Could have made it 2-0 at the time, but it was a really good save from Gaeta. And Gaeta made 2 or 3 or 4 really good saves to Palace, which stopped, the score being 3 or 4-0. And second half, we came out and we absolutely bossed Palace. Jack Grealish, he dominated the midfield. He even won a penalty, which, as I said, I'm going to come on and talk to in a minute. He knew how important the game was. He came out in the second half, showed everyone who Jack Grealish really is. Samatta, I don't think Samatta did loads up front today, to be honest. I didn't really notice him much, but Trezeguet came out, played so well. The whole back four was so organised, and what a big victory it was. As I said, we did get a penalty. I think it was around like the 60th minute mark. I'm not too sure, to be honest, but looking at the replays, I did think that it was a penalty. It looked like Van Aanholt stood on Grealish's foot, but then when we saw a few more replays, we did realise that it was actually Grealish who stood on Van Aanholt's foot, not the other way around, which I thought, Van Aanholt stood on Grealish's foot to start with. And obviously VAR ruled the penalty out, and to be fair, I do agree with VAR, as much as annoying it is not giving us a penalty. But to be fair, even though VAR overruled it, I wasn't too bothered, because as weird as it sounds, I think we kind of did deserve VAR to disallow the penalty, because it wasn't a penalty, and VAR really did screw Palace over earlier on in the game. But that didn't matter, because even though we didn't get a penalty, the players didn't care. Their heads were still held high. Every single one of those played so well. And at 2-0, oh my God, we were cruising. For the second goal, McGinn running down the line, putting pressure on Palace, got it into the box. Scott Dan did head it away. And then you could say we were a bit lucky. I think it might have been Horahan or someone passed it. I think it was Saka who kind of missed the ball, and Trezeguet was in, and he could not miss. Slotted it bottom bins. Trezeguet, the Egyptian king. The Villa fans were going crazy. People slating Trezeguet off, as I said before. Are you slating him now? No, you're not, because he saved us that game with his blinding performance. If people say Al Mohammadi, the Egyptian king, who's the Egyptian king now, boys? My vote's on Trezeguet, because I absolutely love that man, and he is an absolute goat. And at 2-0, we were cruising. Palace didn't cause any problems at all. As I said, Gaeta made a very, very good save, which could have been 2-0 at the time. And then, honestly, in the second half, we were cruising. We were all over them. And what a big result that is. As I said, I'm not saying we're staying up because we're far from it. We've got 3 games left, I think. West Ham and Watford are above us with 4 points, which actually is a pretty big gap. But I'm just so happy that Villa finally won a game. I'm just so happy that the confidence levels will be high. And it's definitely been coming because Sheffield United, we played well. I think the draw was deserved. Who else did we play? Newcastle, the players didn't turn up. It's sort of in the second half we played a bit better, and I'd say a draw was a fair result. Wolves was very even up until the 60th minute mark, which is the same with Liverpool. We played well against Liverpool in the first half. We were all over Man United in the second half, and then obviously we don't talk about that Man United game because who cares about Man United now? Because Villa, we've just beat Palace, and that's a big step to survival. And I know what you're thinking, oh yeah, this guy's a bit deluded, he thinks we're going to stay up. We're far from staying up. We're definitely far from. But I'm so happy that we finally won a game. And yeah, Smith out. People saying Smith out. Where are you now? No way do we get rid of Smith. Relegation, survival. Always keep Dean Smith in my opinion. I definitely think he is the man for the job. And hopefully the players' confidence can be high. Because, as I said, if we look at our remaining fixtures, Everton, winnable game. Arsenal, I'm not sure. If we can nick a point, I'll be happy. And West Ham, a massive, massive game at the end of the season. But as I know I keep going on, but I'm so happy. Just look at the stats as well. We had Palace might have had a bit more possession, but we've had 12 shots, 9 of them on target. Palace only had 9 shots, only a couple of them on target. And yeah, what a big 3 points that is going to be come towards the end of the season, possibly. Yeah, one VAR decision didn't go our way, but another one really did, and the one that did was probably more important than the one that didn't. So yeah, Trezeguet, you're the Egyptian king. You've took the crown from El Mohammadi. Will El Mohammadi let me be able to steal it back? Hopefully, let's hope he puts in a blinded performance like you did, Trezeguet. Jack, Samatta, McGinn, Mings, El Mohammadi did fill in well for Konza, who got put centre-back. So yeah, what a big result. Palace, Zaha, nowhere to be seen. Benteke's prime of his career was at Villa, nowhere near at Palace. He's absolutely crap at Palace. He can't even kick a ball. And yeah, I'm just gassed that we've actually won a game, and it's going to be a big 3 points, hopefully come towards the end of the season. Anyway, guys, I think that's the end of the video. I just wanted to tell you guys how excited I am and how well Villa played and how we absolutely smashed Crystal Palace. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if we're staying up, if we're going down. Smith in, Smith out. If you're Smith out, then I don't know what to say to you. You should be Smith in by now. Yeah, I'm gassed. Potentially survival. I'm not too sure yet. It's going to be very close come towards the end of the season. But yeah, if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Villa have won a game finally. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.